Should I go ahead and weigh it? Mrs. Aravik has been a shopkeeper in her native Getavan for over 40 years. Rain or shine, she's behind her counter. It's how the widow has earned a living and raised her children. Have you paid? Where's the money? Last year, Mrs. Aravik decided to rebuild her ramshackle store. Although the April War did not bode well for her plans, she remained adamant. New stores were opening in the neighborhood. She needed to keep up. We started fixing things and were about to make some major repairs when the 4-day war started. So we waited a bit, and then my children renovated the store. Now this road that they've built has been a great help to our residents, to our business. People are traveling, coming and going. There's movement, which is extremely important. The Vardenis-Martakert highway passes through close to 30 towns and villages in Artsakh. One section of the highway passing through Getavan has become the beating heart of the village. The more traffic there is, the more business thrives here. At first, there was only me, but within a few months, Asrian too opened a store. Mrs. Aravik is referring to Nagrafin Asaryan. After working 15 years as the principal of the local school, Asrian retired her job a few years ago and went on to take part in Getavan's economic growth, encouraged by the vitality brought by the highway. The highway has been a great help to our people. First, it has cut down travel times. It used to take 5 hours to reach Armenia. Now we can make it there in 3 hours. Second, the old road was in terrible shape, full of potholes, with many unpaved stretches, and subject to flooding. Now that we have a safe, beautifully built highway, we can easily bring products from Armenia, and we're able to make a profit by selling them here in Getavan, even though our prices are significantly lower compared with those in Yerevan. If she decides to, she can be by the side of her great-grandchild in Abovyan within a mere 4 hours, since they're practically neighbors, Mrs. Nagafina says jokingly. Today, the residents of Getavan are thinking of applying for city status for their village. Why shouldn't they? Back in the day, you couldn't walk around here in shoes like these. I would have to wear rubber overshoes or clogs. We didn't have too many prospects prior to the construction of the highway. To emphasize her point, Mrs. Nagrafina steps out onto the street and asks, "Look, do you see any dust?" It's thanks to this highway that we've stopped breathing dust. The veteran educator is very much aware of the strategic importance of this highway, which functions as a lifeline linking Armenia and Artsakh. Irrespective of the enemy's reaction, the highway will continue to thrive with ever newer development projects, Mrs. Nagrafina says. The Vardenis-Martakert highway was built with proceeds from 2 Hayastan All-Armenian Fund telethons. It's all about national unity. Whenever there's an urgent situation, our compatriots from across the world join forces and rush to the aid of the homeland. As for the Hayastan All-Armenian Fund, it's doing a marvelous job. I'd like to convey my utmost appreciation for the work of this organization. Speaking of appreciation, Mrs. Nagrafina hopes that travelers will get to love her newest venture. Soon, her family will open a charming fast food store along the row of Getavan's new businesses and create jobs for local residents. She says the highway is spurring new enterprises. It will be a nice place to eat and drink. We'll be able to open it within a few months and hire a number of folks from the village. Nagrafina Asrian has no interest in naming her store or restaurant after her own name, striking though it may be. After all, the residents of Getavan, like herself, are simple people, and here the norm is to keep things short and to the point, like having a store sign that just says, "Store." I love my people, my Armenian people. I enjoy seeing our compatriots visit our village, and I love inviting them to our house and having coffee with them. Grandma Lena's house is right along the road. It's so centrally located that her son-in-law, who lives in Hayastan, frequently visits her here in Getavan. He loves the bustle of the thriving village. Fruits and vegetables are much cheaper here than in Yerevan. I'm from Armenia. This is the house of my mother-in-law. It takes us 3 hours to get here from Hayastan. Before the highway was built, it took 8 hours. And there are tourists who come and go throughout the day and take pictures with us. Even when business is slow, they enjoy themselves by sitting in front of the house. That is to say, on the sidewalk of the Vardenis-Martakert highway. The highway that inspires new ventures and unites hearts is as natural as the Tartar River, which has been flowing since time immemorial.